Hello all, my name is Krishnak and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing about stochastic gradient descent. In my previous video, in my deep learning playlist, I've basically discussed about gradient descent. Now we'll try to understand what exactly is stochastic gradient descent. What is the exact difference between this SGD and the gradient descent itself? So let me just take the back propagation that I had actually discussed in my previous video. Over there, the weight updation formula was basically given by this, right? So I was writing W new is equal to W old minus learning rate, right, multiplied by derivative of loss with respect to derivative of W old. Now from my previous video, guys, remember about gradient descent, what I was actually talking about. I was saying that gradient descent is one function which will have this kind of shape, right? Suppose it is having this kind of shape and this particular value. Let me just draw this line once again. Suppose this particular line is basically my weights, right? Now initially my weights had got initialized over here. So if I just go and take this particular point, suppose this is my y1, w1, sorry. And this particular weights, right, initially we need to find out the derivative, that is basically the slope, right? And when we are finding by this, we used to understand that whether we have to increase the weight over here, or suppose if the point is somewhere here, based on the slope. This slope is basically negative slope because the right hand side of the line of this particular tangent line, it is falling towards downwards. So we can consider this as a negative slope. Whereas in this case, if I draw the derivative line, the left hand side, the right hand side of that particular line is pointing upwards. So this becomes a positive slope. This is the shortcut technique that I usually use for explaining you all. But by default, whenever you are trying to find out the derivative of this particular value, this will be negative and that will be positive. Now remember, I have to reach at this particular point, and this point is basically my global minimum. This particular topic is basically about gradient descent, guys. Then I'll make you understand what exactly is difference between SGD and the gradient descent. Now, during the back propagation, suppose my points are over here, then we make sure that the point, is propagated or is moved toward this particular global minima. That basically means we make our weight increase to this particular point. If our points are initialized randomly over here with respect to the weights, we'll make sure that this is basically propagated and we actually reach the global minima. Now this was about the gradient descent, and this is how the weights were getting updated. Unless and until we don't reach this point, that basically means that we have not got the exact weight that is basically required to solve the problems, right? Now this was about gradient descent. Now let me just rub this. Okay, I'm just going to rub this, and let us go back to our formula of weight updation. Now in this particular formula, the most important thing that we need to find out is derivative of loss with respect to derivative of W old. So in order to find this, suppose if I consider all the data points of a data set, let me say that I'm considering all the n data points. Suppose in my data set I have 1000 records, right? Or this may be also called as a data points. So I'm going to consider all the 1000 data points. Whenever I'm considering to solve this particular derivative of loss with respect to this particular weight, at that time I will basically be saying it as gradient descent. The technique that will be used for the convergence, the function that will be used is basically called as gradient descent. Now suppose if I'm trying to find out this derivative of loss considering only one data point at a time, that basically means at every epoch I'm just taking one record, I'm finding the y hat, and in the back propagation I'm updating the weight, one point at a time. At that time I will say it as SGD, that is stochastic gradient descent. Now the next thing is that if I consider k data points, suppose I consider where k is always less than n, okay, where k is always less than n, that is the total number of data points. So that time I will basically call it as mini batch stochastic gradient descent. That basically means that suppose my k value is 100. Initially what I'll do is that I will send 100 data points. I'll capture the y hat for each and every data point. And suppose if I want to find out the loss, how the formula will look like? It will be looking like I is equal to 1 to k, y minus y hat whole square. And this particular loss I will try to increase. Remember, in gradient descent, this formula changes to I is equal to 1 to n y minus y hat whole square. Right? In the case of stochastic gradient descent, what will happen? This summation will go off because here I am trying to update the weights for each and every data point. So this formula will just become y minus y hat of whole square. Right? So this is how the difference is. This is the first technique, which is mini batch SGD. This particular technique is basically my gradient descent, and this is basically my SGD. Right? So by using this particular way, we have this particular difference. One is stochastic gradient descent and one is mini batch SGD. Nowadays, in many neural networks, right, ANN, let it be CNN, this kind of techniques are basically used, which is mini batch SGD, right? This stochastic gradient descent is used in, if you remember, linear regression problem statement. At that time, SGD is basically used in machine learning. If you remember, I hope you know how to solve a linear regression problem. The library that is present in sklearn, over there each and every data point is basically considered to capture the weight, right, to update the weight. Now why do we require to do mini batch SGD? Now just imagine, guys, if we are solving using gradient descent, and suppose your data set is basically having million records. Okay, if your data set is basically having million records, at that time, just understand the amount of computation power that will be requiring to load the whole 1 million records, right? In order to prevent that thing, we basically use this particular mini batch stochastic gradient descent. In my practical application, when I'll be showing you how to resolve this problem by using, how to solve this particular problem by using keras, at that time I'll show you that we'll be specifying some batch in order to specify that how many data points I'll be using in order to update the weights. At that time you'll find the exact difference. But always remember that gradient descent, right? For the gradient descent, there will be a huge number of records. Suppose in a data set you have million records, so it becomes computationally powerful and it will require a lot of resources. Whereas in the case of mini batch, based on this particular k value, your updation will be happening and it will also require less number of resources when compared to the gradient descent. Now, let us try to understand how, if I am considering mini batch SGD, what are the small problems that we may face? Okay, so I'm just going to rub this. I'm going to draw a very simple 2D diagram regarding the global minima points, and which is very much available in Wikipedia, because I'm also drawing this particular diagram from Wikipedia. Okay, so suppose I consider, I'm just going to draw some circles like this. Consider that this is a two-dimensional graph and my loss, I have two weights, suppose W1 and W2. This particular point specifies W1 and W2. Okay. Now, remember that, suppose this is the point that I have to reach for my global minima. Global minima. If I use gradient descent, then this particular convergence will happen directly like this. The path will go somewhere like this and it will reach finally over here. But in the case of stochastic gradient descent, remember in mini batch stochastic gradient descent, we are taking sample of data points. So the convergence will not happen quickly. The convergence will have some zigzag manner, something like this. It will take time and finally it will reach the convergence. Sorry. So what we can consider is that when I am finding the derivative of loss with respect to derivative of W old with the help of mini batch stochastic gradient descent will be approximately equal to derivative of loss with respect to derivative of W old with respect to gradient descent. Whenever I am going to use mini batch stochastic gradient descent, Whenever I'm trying to find out the derivative of loss with respect to that specific weight, and when I'm updating that weight, right, this will be approximately equal. It will never be equal because it is taking too much of time, right? Over here you can see that we are having zigzag movement of SGD. Whereas in the case of gradient descent, we'll just have a straight movement towards the global minima point. But always remember, there is one problem with gradient descent is that you need higher computational memory. Just imagine if you want to load 1 million records, 2 million, 10 million records in a RAM directly, right, while executing it. So just imagine how much resources it may require. So people nowadays use mini batch SGD where they specify some batch size, let it be 100, 200, depends on the computational power again. So this example that I'm showing you over here, and I'm saying that derivative of loss with respect to derivative of WO is approximately equal to derivative of loss with respect to derivative of WO. And this is with respect to gradient descent, this is with respect to mini batch SGD. Now understand, this is just like your, if I say a statistical term, this is just like your population, right? Over here I'm using all the data points. This is just like a sample. And you know that if I want to find out the mean and average of a population, right, with respect to the sample mean, then this will be approximately equal. It will not be exactly equal, right? So this zigzag movement is basically called as a noise. It is basically called as a noisy data. You know, it has some noise. Now, in order to remove this noise, there is a concept called as stochastic gradient descent with momentum. That I'm going to discuss in my next video. I hope you like this particular explanation about stochastic gradient descent and you understood that when do we use stochastic gradient descent. The main thing that you have to remember is that whenever we are using k data points as a batch, you know, which is just like a mini batch, at that time you will basically be considering stochastic gradient descent as your technique for the convergence. Okay, so I hope you like this particular video. Make sure you subscribe the channel, guys. I keep on making many videos as such. Share with all your friends whoever require this kind of help. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day ahead. Thank you one and all.